the supportee Sylvanus, and then Demo XP on Artemis in the ADC role.
And over on the red team, we'll have Zombat playing the Scylla in the mid lane. Lord Brontis will be playing Tyr in the solo lane. The Dragon on Thor jungle. Collateral, Ares support. And that would be Apollo. I don't even know.
Apocalyptico? Apocalypto?
Apocalypto will be playing the on her ADC. Looks like both teams just kind of running around in a circle. A couple wards placed by blue team already pretty early on. Red team hasn't placed any of their wards yet, just kind of circling around, getting some vision on the map. But blue team pretty much aware of it, just hanging out by their tier 1 mid and not going to have any of that for invades.
You can see Giannis, like, if there was a way for Giannis to tiptoe around that corner, he'd be doing it right now. Like, anybody there? Not quite. Then the random snake, of course, crossing the path. That always freaks me out if you walk over that way and you're just like, oh, a snake! Oh, wait, this is a game. I don't care. So everybody kind of defaulting back to their standard meta starts. Tyr looking for any invades as they started that buff, kind of walked over to the side and like, anybody? Anybody? No? Okay. Continue. On the blue side, they'll be getting to their blue buff ever so slightly second. Actually, I got both the hogs. That was cute. Who's gonna finish first? Who's gonna finish first? It's going to be the red team. They got their buff about 1 whole second earlier. They will be getting the lane, and Bastet will be jumping in, laying down the damage with her pounce, and then jumping back so that way she doesn't get pulled or Fearless or stunned or anything like that. Nice pull from Hercules, pushed him into his minions. Fearless immediately coming out there, which is a great move by that. Bastet's in a world of pain. That's the very dangerous thing you have from a Hercules if you pull a Tyr. It's just, ouch. Ouch. Gets another good pull, but he's going to get Fearless to get... Oh, he baited out the Fearless this time. He knew it was coming. So that was very well played there by Osoth. He got the pull, pushed him back, and it's like, I'm out of the way now. And so it basically made Tyr waste his Fearless. They Tyr and Fearless 5 times fast.
Well, over here on the left-hand side, as I was watching the duo lane, a good poke out by Onher and the Ares to throw the Sylvanus Artemis tandem back into the tower. Normally not expected. You'd think this would be the other way around with the push potential that Artemis Sylvanus does have, but doing a good job keeping them under tower at this moment.
Sylvanus does have his pull. He has all of his abilities, so if he lands a good route, he could pull them into the tower. So it's up to him as to what he wants to do there, which he had an opportunity just a second ago on her, as he did land that basically route, which is called Verdant Growth. So I'm never going to call it Verdant Growth. I'm always going to call it route. Because why in the world would you call it Verdant Growth? People have no idea what you're talking about. But over in the mid lane, Bastet and Thor are there with their respective mid laners. Both level 4, looking to go back and clear out the other back camps before mid Harpy spawn. You know that they're getting ready to do that. Red team actually doesn't look like they're wanting to do that. It looks like they just want to clear out this mid wave because it'll be super close. I don't think they're quite hit 5 if they clear out the entire wave. That's the question that they have at the moment. Nope, they will hit 5. But will they hit? Bastet not hitting 5 though. She's got to go back for that back Harpy camp. She wasn't quite in range to get one last whole minion. Really hit it there. Giannis 5 over on the opposing side. Scylla and Thor. Same deal.
Ares rotating a lot earlier than Sylvanus was. He had to take the back way again because of that pressure that was on the duo lane side, forcing a late rotation. So hopefully these left-hand Harpies, you'd imagine, would go to red team. But it looks like blue team able to get there quickly. But quick hog from Ares will secure the left-hand side Harpies. Ares will use no escape throw on the left-hand side. Oh, pull 2. So Scylla with the ultimate, I'm a monster, connects on 2, able to get 1 kill, and she'll get the double kill off of that as through space and time was forced to be used on the Giannis to go ahead and not get pulled into no escape. Otherwise, that would have been a 3-man pull. Great use of no escape as soon as he hit 5. Then over on the left-hand side, looks like Onher was able to go ahead and get an impale and was able to connect with Desert Furies and get rid of Artemis as well as a solo kill on that side. So quick 3-0 on the red team side.
Judging from the health and things, I think that Artemis probably went in early, or went in first and popped her Tusky, and then Onher just used his ultimate to get out of it, the Desert Fury, and went CC immune. Was able to lay most of the damage into Artemis and thus able to turn it around. Probably got a spear and impale into a pillar with some sands for extra damage. That'd be my guess. I'm probably completely wrong. But
Well, he's overstaying his welcome a little bit, maybe, as he was trying to push up the wave. Sylvanas and Artemis coming back. Ares is still back there. He will back. Well, yeah, he will go ahead and back at this moment, as he should have enough gold in hand to pick up a Devos, and he'll do that.
he gets those Devos over on the right side. Bastet and Hercules waiting for the blue buff to spawn. They're probably going to take blue, then move over to speed. Bastet kind of leeching some experience off this soul lane. He is level 5, just a pinch behind the Thor on the other team. So she's got to do a little bit of leeching to kind of catch back up. However, Herc and Tyr, same levels, so they're just having the good old-fashioned warrior fight. Because, you know, there's no other gods to take in the soul lane besides warriors these days. Excuse me.
Do be careful.
I wonder how obnoxious warriors would be if we still left the old warrior meta in.
Oh man, they'd probably be pretty bad. But don't tell Cyclone that you only bring warriors into the solo lane. That guy plays anything and everything in the solo lane.
Yes, yes he does. As long as it involves a hog. That's pretty much, I would say, the biggest key. Is if you don't have a soul laner that has a hog, then it becomes ripe for invade. Giannis got a little scared there with Thor, decided to use his portal to escape, and heads on back to the mid lane. Still rotating to left here. Is there going to be a nice gank? Sentinel used. She's going to be going right on top of Artemis. Does not see it one iota. And is going to get completely dumpstered on.
That's 2 other monsters. Scylla, Zombake just killing it on the Scylla at this moment in time. 4-0. Through space and time was used on the left-hand side. On her wisely puts a pillar in front of the portal, but Giannis goes ahead and portals the other direction, gets hit by the unstable vortex, trying to dodge his honor, but he's in trouble as Bastet comes through. He's just juking and jogging the best he can. He leaps over the wall. He's still alive, but unstable vortex will finally connect on the Giannis as he'll through his portal to go ahead and try to get back into there. Honor doing a ton of juke in there to avoid all that damage, and finally got taken down. Stayed alive as long as he could.
Over on the right side, Hurt got a nice pull into a excavate, but was unable to land the boulder on top of Tyr, so not able to clean up that kill. Tyr immediately turned around and used his power cleave in the heal stance to, you know, get his health back. So that's why they're back to the same amount of health. Ares rotating this way, looking for a continued engagement on this Hercules. Herc wisely falling back and going to play it safe under his tower and like, nope, no, my ult's down. I don't want Ares to come in here with a no escape and not let me escape. That would be very rude.
Yeah, they got blue team's gonna have to pretty much get beads on everyone as soon as possible with this Ares. He's already hit 2 great ultimates, and they've both been capitalized on by Scylla rotations.
Absolutely. With the Thor landing, the Thor ultimate, not to mention Tectonic Rift, they have a huge problem in the sense that they have a lot of beads busters. Tyr's a beads buster. Ares is a, you know, the beads buster. He wants to get everybody in his no escape, get them all pulled, and then they have to use beads or Aegis, which is possible too. So, or their ultimates, and it's really not what you want to have to do against them. And so, I'm kind of favoring Red Team right now in the sense of control. They're going to have a really, really great team fight come late game. Even early game, obviously, they've been dominating anything that involves a team fight. Sylvanas not able to keep up on the healing. If they get a weakening curse on the Red Team too, that's going to spell disaster for blue.
Oh, Shackles will miss over there as Ares rotated the mid. Just probably get a little XP from this Scylla. But through space, looks like through space and time was used on the left-hand side. They're trying to go ahead and get on this on her. He uses beads to get out of the portal. Desert Fury will be popped to go ahead and do some damage, possibly a little early, as the cats will be released, and that will be the end of Honor, as Relic will be able to pick up his 2nd kill, I believe? No, his 1st kill right there. But Ares not to be denied. He'll chain Sackle 2. No escapes used on 3. Scylla Ama Monster up and running. She'll miss the Ama Monster. She'll have to use Sentinel to get out of there, as Sylvanas is now trying to push his way up there. Declaw was used on Scylla, but was able to get out. Thor tried to dunk in, but misses everybody.
I'm not sure if he was actually trying to dunk in on those. I think he was actually trying to dunk past them to get to the wave, just to get that experience. Because, I mean, he would have been a 4-on-1, and even if he'd stunned everybody, it would have been an immediate...
Yeah, it would have been a little awkward for him. He would have been in a really bad spot.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm here! Oh, wait, I'm the only one here! Aw, crap. So, that could have been a really, really awkward situation.
Well, big fight for the blue team. They needed to get that cleanup. They got the on her, and they were able to get the Ares, and I believe they did not get Scylla, though, but they were able to get on her, and they were able to get Ares, so put them 2 kills back up on the board.
Mm-hmm. really brought them back into this game. I mean, they're only down by about 1,000 gold right now. So they just need to keep an eye on this Gold Fury, watch for rotations from Ares, as there is a rotation. And now Sylvanas missing his pull, unfortunately. Ooh, space and time coming through. Giannis coming over this way. Thor is here, uses the Tectonic Rift to split the crew. Ares looking for his ultimate, but I don't know if he has it available. This is probably still down from the last engagement. Bastet able to clean up Ares with the bleed. And Scylla just going to get on out of there. She knows it's not really worth it. Thor needs to be very careful, as he is going to be the next eyeball target for them. But who can complain?
A new threshold.
Artemis did go down there, though. So that was not... It was just kind of a 1-for-1. It was actually a little bit in favor of a red team because it was just their Ares. Who cares about the support dying? Your job to die for my sins.
Well, we've seen a lot of supports in this COG Academy go down early and often and get too far behind. So even though they're supposed to die for your sins, you've got to try to keep them up the best you can. Otherwise, they'll just get too far behind and not get tanky enough to be that support that you need.
Yeah, that's something I was actually thinking of mentioning, was that supports that die a little too much early get too far behind, and then they just start, I don't want to say feeding, but they start dying a lot in every team fight. They're easily
they're not
focused.
Intensely feeding, yeah. They're the ones that are supposed to initiate. So if they're the ones initiating, if Ares goes in with no escape, grabs 2 or 3, but has no HP or no, defenses, no protections, he's just going to get burned down before that no escape can even go off.
Right. So in this new meta, I mean, the supports really can't just throw their lives away like they used to for everything and anyone and everything. I would say, let the ADC die because, they can just go sit in the lane and farm for a while.
A lot of rotations coming up from Red Team in 3- and 4-man groups as you see this rotation from the left-hand side. Just picking out the Gold Fury. Not too sure. Nothing really looking getting started. Trying to keep eyes on the Blue Team, it looks like. As Giannis is in a bad spot in the mid lane, he'll get chained and he'll get blown up by the Crush.
Oh yeah, he just got... That chain landed and he was dead. He wanted to open a portal. He didn't even bother, as it was quite unnecessary. Thor going up in air, going to secure the kill onto the Sylvanas. There's the Alma Monster looking for the kill. Does hit the Bastet. Now the no escape comes out. The pull from Sylvanas pulling Scylla under tower, but that won't be enough as Danny Phantom will fall. Thor taking that 1 extra tower shot. This is going to be a Gold Fury for the blue team. Or sorry, red team. And on her rotating over, Thor is going to play it safe and go ahead and go back. He doesn't want to be bait or any kind of issue when that time comes. Anher's just going to be spearing it away. Tanking it himself, has his pillar there to do the extra damage, and the Hog 3 comes out. Secured. So, red team taking it out. Space and Tim coming through, not able to really land anything. Hercules going back in the right side.
I mean, through space and time wasn't really going to do too much there, and didn't even really get any of the walls to go through 2 gold if he had a chance, so.
I think it was just a pot shot on Gold Fury, it's up, I'll shoot it, see if we can get something. Giannis did start Doom Orb, though, so he's not having a great time with that early death, as it did cut his stacks in half. He is going to go on the left side, look to see what they can do on her. As a Tusky comes out, on her jumps away, the beads are used. Bastet's going to be taking all of her damage onto Ares. He will fall, and the slow comes out. Giannis will fall, Giannis will get the kill, and on her will fall. So another 2 kills on the board for the blue team.
On the backhand side, yeah, Thor walking over a blue ward. They see him. They're maybe going to try to collapse on this side if they can, but Thor using the wall and able to get out of there, as Sylvanas and Artemis will take a little damage, or try to damage his tower a little bit, I should say, and Scylla will be the defense there. Make sure it doesn't take too much poke, and Thor will go ahead and rotate mid and take the defenses there.
Hold still, please.
Yeah, Giannis doing a great job at clearing out the waves. I mean, it's one of those things that it's very tough as a Giannis. You got to be very skilled in making sure that you hit every damn minion with that unstable vortex. Anybody who's played Giannis can tell you that it's quite irritating. It's not hard, it's just irritating. It's like, I'm sure I've got them all. Ah, God, I missed that one, or I missed those 2.
You're going nowhere.
It's just those annoying things that it does. Here, trying to do a little backbait on the right side. But between Lord Bronit, I can't remember. Anyway, between Tyr and Hercules, it's going pretty well over here. They're just staying even, beating each other's minions down. Tyr gonna be hanging out in the tower, looking for an opportunity to pull if he can get it, but not gonna bother finding it. A lot of rotations over here on the left side, looking for some deep wards as they place 2 pretty damn far. And just checking out, seeing Sylvanas. Both mids camps did go to blue team, so that's going to be a nice help for them. Red team's still up by about 2k though, so it's nice to see that Blue's... Ooh, nice pillar spear into a chain. The beats popped, but she won't be able to get far enough out as Desert Fury comes in to secure that kill for on her. Artemis will fall yet again, and she's just having a rough time.
For the red team, yeah. Popping beads 1 on Shackles. No escape wasn't used. I guess trying to get out of the slow the best she could as she was pulled down there, maybe trying to see if she can get back to tower, but that was going to be a dead Artemis regardless. It looked like so big win on red team side as they're able to keep those beads on cooldown for 180 seconds, and they'll also steal this purple buff.
Yeah, it's pretty costly for her on that regard. There it comes.
No escape.
The ult.
On the left-hand side, but yeah, it looks like Sylvanas will use his ultimate as well and grab on her, but not really going to take too much damage there. It takes 1 tower shot. He'll just lifesteal it back off the minions when they come up.
I think that was mostly just to be annoying. It's a mind game too. You know, Sylvanas wants to let him know, I don't care if I'm over here by myself. I'll still pull you. So now Anher's got to keep it in mind whenever he goes to engage on Sylvanas. You know, it's like it could be a real issue if he tried to get... Oh, Giannis, don't back there. You're gonna get caught. He doesn't get caught. I'm surprised Scylla didn't go look. He just went through that portal and was like, I'm fine. Don't quite agree with that back myself. I'm on a personal level, I like to make sure that I'm in some sort of tower. Tyr and Hercules over here having a taunt fest as they stand next to each other, waiting for the minions to come up as they just taunt each other.
What are those two guys gonna do? Nothing. I mean, they're just gonna slap at the minions and they're gonna go back on their way.
I would say at the moment they're both just gonna show each other their very, very developed biceps and triceps, and get into a little bit of a slap fight. As you see, both of them have used a ton of abilities on each other, and they're maybe 3 bars of health down.
Yeah, they're just one swinging a big chair, one swinging a big sword with the puppet on his other hand. Nothing going down though.
There's the driving strike, pushing Tyr back a little further. There's the Fearless onto that. Honor actually getting taken out on the left side by Artemis. That is another solo kill for Artemis, as Honor's Desert Fury was probably still down. Or did he use it in that engagement?
Let's see real fast.
Thor going up into the air.
He did use it in that engagement, but Artemis was still going to get the kill.
Bastet has a nice jump. Scylla looking for the ultimate. She's going to land it, but it's not going to be quite enough. Searing Flesh will come out. Danny Phantom will fall. They're trying to turn it on to Scylla. They are able to pick off Thor, but not Scylla. Ares now turning his attention to Giannis. Giannis in a big old mess of trouble as he does get 3 chains on him. Scylla's going to land a crush.
Great timing on the Shackles by the Ares, and then Searing Flesh to clean it up as well with Zombate hitting a few attacks. Yeah, great spacing of the Shackles, knowing not to machine gun him out with 1, 2, and 3, getting the maximum effectiveness of damage and slow on there that he could to go ahead and let Scylla get that kill.
I think there's 2 different ways you can do Ares Shackles. There's this one style where I want maximum control of Ares, or I want maximum control with Ares. I want to keep them crippled as long as humanly possible to make sure that they can't get away and that my team can get there in plenty of time to apply damage. So that would be the, you know, max like 1.8 seconds between chains, because it's like 2 seconds before you need to throw it again. So that's one method, is, you know, the very staggered chain application. The other method is you shotgun them out because they're low and you want to burn them down as fast as possible. So you want 3 stacks on your chains as fast as possible, doing the most amount of damage, and then use your Searing Flesh immediately, so it's just damage on damage. Granted, it's a shorter duration, obviously, but still.
Yeah, again, if they're low enough, like you said, shotgunning them out is going to be the way to go ahead and get that kill. Especially if they're low enough, you might as well just, you know, use what you can to burn them down.
Mm-hmm.
Gold Fury is back up yet. We got a couple of wards that way. 1 sentry on the red team side, but nothing in the middle, so it doesn't look like there's too much vision there, really. I'd imagine blue team is really looking for this Gold Fury. They're going to try to do something. They're going to have to get rid of this Ares, as he is the Hog 3. Actually, Thor does have a Hog 3 as well, so they have to be careful that aspect, as Thor can just come in from...
I like that pickup on Thor. I don't think he needs a fist.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's great, because if Ares does go down, or the support in general does go down, he can make a play on Fire Giant, he can make a play on Gold Fury from, you know, from the mid lane in a sense, and get there, and is able to pretty much get a stun and then possibly get a steal off.
So one thing that I kind of want to know, maybe somebody in the chat knows, at what point does diminishing returns reset? Is it as soon as they become...
There on the right-hand side, yeah. Ooh. Thor took a little bit too much damage. He was over there hanging out, trying to look for some buffs, and Bastet caught him and was able to use Cats, and Thor's hammer was down. He couldn't get away. as it looks like they'll try to collapse on this tier over here on the right-hand side, but not having any of it. Lord just is trying to back up and run around in circles.
Herc applying his own heal, pushing tier back. Herc isn't in the greatest spot to be fighting tier this much
Artemis
right now.
on the left-hand side, again, forced to use her beads on really nothing, and then no escape will be used.
Sylvanas getting rooted, the crush lands. Scylla not able to quite clean it up. Ooh, Sylvanas will go down to Ares. Bastet needs to get out. She is one more shot. Giannis almost going to die here too, using his portal to get on out of there. And Artemis will fall. So that was a very nice team fight for Red Team. Despite how awkward it started, everybody was pretty spread out. I don't think it was a very organized team fight, is the best way of putting it.
I just don't know what Artemis used the beads for. I didn't see. This is a dangerous Gold Fury. Well, yeah, if Ares, yeah, you can't tank that. You gotta throw, gotta get on her in there to lifesteal it back. There we go. Now they've got it reset properly. Just want to make sure.
A new
Excuse me.
threshold.
So, Giannis,
Hold still, please.
that would have been one of those opportune times to use his through space and time to take a pot shot at the Gold Fury, because he would have gotten a kill on the Ares if it landed.
Careful.
He probably got 2 kills, honestly. They were all pretty low as he'll hit the portal unstable vortex combo. Take a little poke with Thor.
Please.
Nothing too much, and he'll just go back to farming as he's almost got his 50 stacks back on his Doom Orb.
Ooh, Sylvanas tried to take that blue buff back, but unfortunately his hog will be down now, and it's not quite ready to be used. Tyr going to use his Lawbringer to get out of Giannis's anything, making sure that he doesn't get trapped in the mess of 4 people that is on the right side currently. I think Blue's gearing up for a fire. They're definitely wanting to make sure that they have control of the vision over there, because they know Red's got this. They go for a team fight, then they secure an objective, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing as a team. You want to look for somebody that's out of place, pick them off, and then take something. Take something else. Not just the kill, but something else, because you want to get that lead and just continue to go forth. Ares looking for a chain on Bastet. She's going to jump back into tower range and be safe on that regard. But Ares, no escape, coming out. He's got 3. He gets Sylvanas, and Sylvanas immediately wrecked. Scylla doing a ton of damage. Ares just going under tower willy-nilly. He doesn't care. He's looking for that one more kill. On to Sylvanas. Sylvanas still going. He used his portal to go backwards. Oh, that was neat, but wasn't quite enough to save him. Bastet looking for the kill on Ares. There goes the bleed on top, but Bastet will get taken down by the Tyr. And finally, Herc looking for the Thor. Uses his Earthbreaker, not able to find it. And that's just going to have to get away. Tyr and Scylla going to be making him pay for that. There's Logbringer overshoots. Hercules turning the other way, but the minions are going to take down the tower. He's going to take all those minions, though, for himself. Scylla going the extra mile, using her Sentinel. There's the crush. Oh, my God. He's still alive, but now he's dead.
Hercules doing Herc-type things and just not dying, so...
Yeah, it was good of him to do that.
They were able to finally clean up for... Yeah, he delayed the nettable... I can't speak. You know what I want to say. Anyways, he delayed his death as long as he could, so...
Yes, he did. It was good because, granted, there were so many of them down. Ares was down too, so... Or, sorry, he was not down. They couldn't have gotten a Fire Giant off of that, but stalling them prevented them from getting much more. Like, they can't go and clear out the blue side ward or buffs or anything like that now. So, Herc stall tactics, OP. However, right now, Collateral's got 4 levels on Danny Phantom. And that's pretty rough when you're a Sylvanas and you're just trying to do things. I mean, you're very underfarmed and you are just have your Sovereignty and your boots. Ares has Sovereignty, boots, Witchblade, and working on his magical defense with that ring. Oh my God, Scylla just nailing it today. Thor goes down on the backside, but it's still not quite enough. Scylla just rocking the boat. Hitting it hard. She's 12-0. I mean, what do you do with that? I'm sorry, we have a Scylla that's 12-0 that's landing all of her I'm a Monsters. I haven't actually seen her miss one yet. Have you?
She missed the one by the Gold Fury, and that was Barely. It's nothing. I mean, 1 out of whatever she's used. She's gotten several kills out of it. She's also gotten,
Hold still, please.
you know, several assists with it, with her having 6 assists.
Yep.
If she's not cleaning up the kill, her teammates are finishing it up.
Ares looking for Giannis. Just kind of pushing him back. Scary, scary man that Ares is. Scylla and Giannis both level 20. So they are at maximum level damage. Now they just got to build up the rest of their items to get maximum item damage. Ares lands a nice chain on top of the Bastet. Gonna get one on Giannis too. Tries to fire the third out on Sylvanas, unable to find it. Artemis on the left side. Is she gonna try and box on her? Is the question. Anher's gonna backbait right in front of her. Look, he's trying to. He really wants to fight her. Artemis gets a nice crit. Anher does have 3 levels on her. Bastet shows up just in time. Misses the cat's throw. I forget what. Declaw. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would really like to call that declaw though. You'd think that's like some sort of disarm.
Yeah, this is a throw out. It's like, here, wham.
Maybe she's declawing herself because she's throwing out her claw. But over on the right side, Hercules not going to get his blue buff yet again. At this point, it's not a huge deal. He's going to have a high enough mana pool that it's not going to make. He doesn't need it to clear waves like he used to. They're going to be going hard on Ares. He misses the driving strike. There's the boulder, which also whiffs, so not too awesome that way. Scylla gets a nice I'm a monster looking at Hercules, but he's going to start healing it out. Thor going up in there. He's going to be... I bet she's going for Hercules. Lawbringer goes over, overestimates his position. Herc looking for a driving strike on Thor. There's the stun. Hercules, you're stuck in a wall because bugginess is a thing. And they are going to be able to turn this around because Herc's healing is massive. Scylla possibly going to go for her first death. Will the bleed be enough? No, not quite. She does use her Sentinel retreat. Bastet will fall. And Scylla will escape with, I must know her health, with 100 health.
Well, all over while that was going on the right-hand side, Anher just doing hunter things, and I'll take the left 2 tower and 1,500 gold, and it looks like Anher will go ahead and more than likely try to solo this Gold Fury to extend the lead that Red Team has, as he does start that. Don't think Artemis and the blue team will be able to get there in time, as 1, they don't have any ward covers to see this going on, and 2, they just need to make sure that they get as much farm as possible, as they are behind about 12,000 experience, almost 13,000 experience at this point in time.
Anher hitting for about 509 a shot. It's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty, especially after he gets all his stacks up. There's Ares going after Giannis, lands a beautiful chain. Giannis does avoid the second. Oh, he didn't avoid the second one. That was the third chain. There is using the portal to try and get away, but Anher will be there with a pillar stun. Nice, nice play there by Anher. Securing that kill.
Yeah, Tyr will clean up the right tier 2 tower himself, and that's another 1,500 gold, as it looks like Tyr's going to come around the backside and maybe try to pincer these two, as Hercules will use driving strike. Chains and hats with the Bastet. Bastet can't leave bow. If she misses, she finally gets out of him, but Lawbringer will be used. No escape is also there. Pulls the Sylvanas only. I'm a monster pop, and that will be a kill on the Sylvanas.
Crush doing a good bit of damage there. A volley as well. Collateral going to fall, finally. And a little too big for his britches on that regard. Tyr looking for a Bastet, or sorry, an Artemis, unable to find it. And that was like an odd lag right there. Everybody just kind of stood for a second. Are they going to go for fire after that? They definitely could. Anher is available. He will have the lifesteal and I believe damage. They're going to go ahead and start it.
Yeah, at this point, level 20 Anher can easily...
No. He says no thank you.
He's got a little low HP.
Little too much damage. We're both waiting for the other to talk.
Just regroup. Yeah, red team will just regroup.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, just awkward moments of silence where you're thinking someone else is going to say something. Really not a lot to say right there, as both teams were just, you know, in the middle of just cleaning everything up, and red team just backs and buys items. Try to regroup. You'd imagine, like you said, Fire Giant being the next point of interest of this map, as this could be a game changer, and it always is. Even if a team's down like blue team is, if a good Fire Giant steal does occur from blue team, if it started, Sylvanas can get in there. He does not have Blink, though, at this moment, so he doesn't really have a great initiation to get in there. But if they can somehow get a steal, clean up one or two, you know, they can get themselves right back in this game and defend.
One of the hardest things is securing the Fire Giant as an Ares who doesn't have any, I don't want to say hard C. He's got his ultimate as the hard CC that he really has with the overpull when it's done. Other than that, he just slows and shields people and burns. So
Yeah,
if Sylvanas really wants to go in there, it's going to be on everybody else to try and stop him. I mean, still, Ares can slow him and maybe uses no escape, but then he's possibly out of position for the actual securing of the Fire Giant, where I think that is the important point that Thor has the Hog 3 as well, so he can be there to secure it while Ares does the zoning. As you can see, he is very far away from the Fire Giant right now. Thor heading over that direction.
Is starting the Fire Giant as he's taking it very well. About it's like 15 to 20% off of that Fire Giant already. As Honor just keeps hitting, he's avoiding all the damage that he can. Almost 50%. Thor will come over there to help out. He does have that Hog 3 as zoning duty does begin. Artemis coming in from the backside, doesn't see more pop. Beads will be used on her, but he'll go down. I'm a Monster also popped for some movement as Scylla is going to get chased by these cats. The boulder comes in and Scylla is eliminated. This is the fight blue team needed. Can they do some more cleanup and steal this Fire Giant? As the aggro is still up there, Thor goes up in the air. No escape. Pops back down on top of the Hercules. Berserker Barrage will be used as the red team is now starting to clean up and turn this fight back around, but Hercules is still in there.
Wow. What a fight. Artemis doing some work there. She went and she knew exactly what she needed to do. Giannis going to clean up the Thor. Deciding red team. This is going to be at least a tier 1, possibly a tier 2. This is what blue team needed. It's not the Fire Giant, which would have been the best scenario, but out of this, it shows that blue team's got a decent decent team fight. Scylla still landed her I'm a Monster, but
that's her first step too. She got caught out a little bit being on the backside of Fire Giant. It looks like she was trying to be a little sneaky with getting a kill off on I'm a Monster, but the cats were used by Bastet. Kind of ended up making her stuck in a position where she didn't want to be next to Hercules, and she got picked off as, like you said, 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2 will go down the right hand side. Artemis not afraid to tank this tier 1 in the mid lane. That will also go down. That's 3 towers. That's a big exchange, bringing them back, you know, into this fight. Still, Fire Giant is up. If they can go ahead and replicate that exact type of fight at FG one more time.
That took 4K off the red team's lead. So, that was a huge fight.
Be afraid.
Sylvanas looks like he's going to be going into that Lotus Crown here shortly.
Still surprised not to see a blink on Sylvanas or a second activist. Ares has elected not to go into blink, which is relatively surprising. He goes into that weakening curse you were talking about to eliminate that healing factor of the blue team. Sylvanas will be pretty much, you know, he'll be healing, but not for as much, and any lifesteal that will occur as well for the team will be diminished.
I like the weakening much better than I would like the blink. Ares is not having any trouble getting into the middle of the fight. I mean, he gets in there and he just grabs stuff. It's one of those, when everybody's fighting and you get a good team fight started, people will tend to forget the exact placement of Ares for at least a short time because he might not actively be doing something to anybody. So people are trying to call out who they're attacking, who they're taking damage from.
Out over here by the Fire Giant. She's going to be in trouble. She'll use the board to get out. Lawbringer popped over, but she'll end up going down. I'm a Monster is also used. Thor's going up in there with Little Dawn. Through space and time is just going to be used to escape, but the fight's still happening at Fire Giant as Bastet's left alone for the blue team, and she'll go down with Berserker Barrage, and now that is the fight red team wanted to be able to try to secure this Fire Giant, as Hercules is the only man left standing, and Scylla doing zoning duties at this moment in time. And I don't think Hercules does have a Hog 3, but again, the zoning very well done as on her and Ares secure the FG for the red team.
It was Artemis that was running from the backside in that awkward position, wasn't it?
Yeah, Artemis ended up running from what looked like their speed camp, all the way up and around, and got caught out by 3 or 4 members. It just was out of position right there, ended up getting caught. That turned the whole fight around, as Artemis was one of the big factors of them winning that last fight with her damage. So.
Yeah, it was. It started a really, really bad team fight, and Giannis having a very awkward portal there, but it was a very bad team fight for blue, and they couldn't do anything but try and fight it.
Hercules is split pushing, and Hercules needs to go back and help his team. He's one of the frontliners of this team, as it looks like there he is. He's teleporting back now, but maybe too little too late as Our Monster's popped. She'll get the kill inbound off of the Artemis, who's just too low of HP, running away from the cat as best she can. Uses it again, doesn't hit anything that time.
Hold still, please. Do be careful.
Harry's just hitting every shackle almost, it seems like. Scylla will finally go down to the Hercules. Driving Strike connects. Fearless will connect on the Hercules. Pounce used. We'll see what ends up happening here. Thor dunks in. Uses the wall. Was able to make sure Giannis couldn't go backwards of anything. But pretty low health bars on red team. We'll see what ends up happening.
Oh, I was going to say, if Ares can land an amazing chain like he's been doing, there's the tier blink into Lawbringer. They're going to clean up that Bastet. Now it's going to be Hercules on the docket. And then a victory for the red team.
Yeah,
once they get hurt down.
It's pretty much game right here. They're not going to be too worried about it. Sylvanas, he'll go down relatively easily. He doesn't have too much tankiness at this moment. Being only level 15, this should be a relatively easy kill on Sylvanas. No escape. Popped, and that's the kill. Doesn't even need to get dragged in it. And good game.
Oh, yeah. It's done, even if they weren't there with the minions. The minions are going to take it down. That was a very intense game. I mean, it was definitely that Artemis out of position really cost them the game. She got picked, and that forced a really awkward fight because as soon as they found Artemis, everybody else just engaged. So it wasn't like blue team could be like, nah, we're not going to fight. We're just going to leave. So they kind of tried to save Artemis, I guess, in a like haphazard way. They're like, we should fight. Oh, no, we shouldn't. This is really bad. We're dead. Oh, well. So, you know, those are the kind of mistakes you can learn from and improve on and be like, well, yeah, I shouldn't have been on that side of the map. Oh, well. Better luck next time in that regard, but Scylla, 13-2. Gerd, doing 43,000 player damage. Pretty much doubling, like, everybody else's player damage. Except for Tyr. She's a nutty character. Scyllas that are very good are very obnoxious and very dangerous. So, that's what I think. Any last words on that, Freight?
Oh, just looking at the damage real fast, we see that, not surprisingly actually, Scylla top damage, 44,000 almost, that she hit. Probably 90% of her Alma Monsters, 13-2 stat line. Really ended up carrying that early game and was able to continue that effort all the way throughout the entire game.
I like it. Very good play by the red team. Very good play by the blue team, too. They just had some unfortunate team fights and positioning incidents, but other than that, they did well. They did well. They had some good team fights. They can throw that on their back and run home with that. So, on to our next game. It is currently 5 minutes until the next game, so we are right on time. Hooray! So, join us for Game 2, coming up shortly. Yay!
I got timed out in chat for saying don't time out my future wife. I don't know who timed me out.
Probably Toffee. Or, wait, Cistern and Selenica are here. It could be any of them. Probably Cistern. Yeah, it is. Repicas, you know exactly what this is. Repicas, please. How you doing, Reppy? Glad to see you here today. You know what's funny is it's probably Toffee because everybody knows that we'll just blame Cistern for it.
Sneaky, sneaky mods.
Yes, they are. Spirit Robe's looking better and better as a really big pickup item for every soul laner because of that massive amounts of protections you get.
Oh, I love the Spirit Robe. I think getting that, Jotuns, and that are just two good items. You end up getting your max CDR.
Yep. I'm actually kind of wondering if it should be prioritized over something like shifters.
I think it's better than shifters. Just the fact you get the CDR and you're taking less damage when hit by, a crowd control effect. That passive is extremely helpful. Shifter's nice. You get, your bonus damage and everything, but I'd rather have a Spirit Robe just to get max CDR. I like CDR on pretty much every god.
Yeah, I mean,
if Hunters didn't do, if ADCs could get cooldown reduction and be effective still, I would get cooldown reduction on Hunters. I love cooldown reduction on all players, all gods. But, when you're trying to just go pure damage, cooldown reduction isn't going to be the thing you're looking for. But on all mages, all assassins, tanks, whatever, anything but a hunter pretty much, I'm probably going to get max CDR. Unless I'm playing Arena or Assault, and then I'll just troll and I'll get max CDR, because why not? Because that support Cupid game I played was not good. So
exactly.
Well, yeah, Sovereignty on Cupid OP, unless you have nobody to help you out.
Replicas, I'm sure they would not mind you joining them in the analyst desk at all.